Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this glorious November afternoon. Today what we're going to be discussing is one of my favourite topics, and that is creepy crawlies. Yes, we're going to be talking about all different insects that you find in your standard UK back garden. So join me, Will, on here. We'll get outside and let's get into this video. For this video I'm going to be using my trusty Get Outside fact file as well. I've got my trusty magnifying glass. Now, if you're a vegetable grower, like my family, then the first insect we're going to be talking about is considered a pest. Now look, if we come down here, we can see that what we're after has already been here. There we are. Holes. Holes in my mum's lovely beetroot stalks. Now this is a clear indication that there's been slugs and snails, and what I'm after mainly are snails, because that's what I want to talk to you about. So let's go find some. Now the problem with snails is that they're nocturnal, so they only come out at night, which means trying to find them in broad daylight is quite difficult. Tell you what, we're going to go over there because they like to hide in plant pots. So, probably have some better luck over there. Let's see if we can... Oh, hang on. Yeah, there we go, there's a couple. Oh, looks like there's a mummy, a daddy and a baby. Turning over some logs and I hit the jackpot, or should I say the snail pot. Have a look at these guys. And there's just so many of them. Now snails are part of the mollusk family, and this area covers from any kind of mollusk to land, sea and fresh water, but what we call our common garden snails is a terrestrial mollusk. A cool fact about garden snails is that they don't have to change shell. What happens is that their shell grows with them, and the shell is made of a component called calcium carbonate. They're just wicked. Why the French want to eat them, I don't know though. I'll take cheese and biscuits any day. And the difference between male and female snails is nothing. That means that the snails are born with both male and female reproductive organs, which makes them a hermaphrodite. The way it works is that when it comes to courting, snails will fight between who gets to be male and female, and whenever it's chosen, the male will have a special barb, which then he'll be able to fertilize the female's eggs. The one problem though is that, well, their reproductive organs are on their face. So, mind you, we all know a couple people that have a reproductive organ on their head. And when snails move, they produce that mucus, that slimy mucus. And what that does is that it allows them to reduce the friction whilst they move. A gross fact about the mucus that a snail produces, we kind of use them in our anti-wrinkle cream. Spots and scars. So next time you're rubbing in your face cream and your moisturiser, think, this is snail mucus. Now, none of these guys are deciding to come out their shell. But when you see a snail and he's out of his shell, he has 4 sets of antennae. The top 2 work as eyes, being able to see where they're going, whereas the bottom 2 work as a nose and feelers. But that's enough about snails. Let's trek more into the garden and see what other kind of creepy crawlies we can find. But first, we're going to put these guys back to where we found them. Next insect we're looking at requires a lot of wood, and luckily for me, I've got a lot of wood. That's right, we're looking for woodlice. Now, the UK alone has up to 38 different species of woodlice, and that's amazing to think. Now, when there's wood, there's woodlice. This is our log store, what we try to dry our logs from when we chop them down for firewood. Now, if I just rip off some bark here, I'm sure... Oh, look at it there we go. Now, woodlice, they're found in most back gardens, but they're actually part of the isopod family. And they're one of the only members of the isopod family that stay on land. Now, woodlice, they have 14 legs, and they also have an exoskeleton which sheds, which you wouldn't actually believe. In fact, here we go. There we are. Now, those whitish things are the exoskeleton of the woodlouse. And, oh, that's close! And the woodlice, they shed in 2 stages, their front half first and then their back half, which is quite bizarre when you think about it. You think most animals, they'd shed in one, whereas the woodlice, they shed in 2 parts. Being a member of the isopod family, that means that woodlice are actually more related to crustaceans like crabs and lobsters than they are actually insects. How amazing! Woodlice are land animals, but they require water to breathe. The reason for this is a set of gills they have in their back. This is why they like to stay in damp, dark condition, is they use those gills to breathe through the damp log. And as it would state, woodlice get their name because they eat wood. I guess I'd be a bacon louse. So we'll probably knock it on the head there, because my camera is actually running out of battery. So I will release a part 2 to this video, because I want you guys to learn more about the creatures of the garden. But thank you very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video and you thought it was quite helpful, learn a few facts, then give that little like button a bang from me. If you haven't already, give us a subscribe, that way you can join the crew and keep up with all different videos that I like to produce. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm Will, and as always, get outside.